Thanks so much for your time. I am Pius Kojo Baka, and looking now at our stories. Customers of defunct fund management firms could receive up to 50,000 cedis of outstanding claims in the coming days. This was captured in the statement released by the Securities and Exchange Commission on the status of the disbursement of the bailout funds. More in this report.
The Securities and Exchange Commission in a statement announced that GCB Capital, which has been set up to manage this special purpose vehicle, Amalgamated Mutual Fund, will in the coming days hold an investor meeting with clients of the defunct fund management firms. The meeting is expected to give fine details on how the payment will be done in the coming days. On the 1.5 billion cedis released by the Finance Ministry to clear that outstanding payment due affected investors, the Securities and Exchange Commission revealed that the first tranche of 700 million cedis was released in August this year. Another 400 will come in October this year, and the remaining 400 will be paid in December this year. The Securities and Exchange Commission also revealed that this will bring the total amount of funds released by government as bailout funds to almost 6 billion out of the 9 billion expected to be paid. This bailout funds released so far has been used to pay a total number of 84,202 investor claims of the failed fund management companies, out of which 82% of the investor claims have been fully settled. The Securities and Exchange Commission added that these payments are being made on humanitarian grounds, since it was yet to recover all the funds through liquidation.
I want us to go on Zoom and speak to the convener of the aggrieved customers of defunct Black Shield Capital Management Limited, formerly Gold Coast Fund Management Limited. Charles Nami joins us live for that quick conversation on that. Thanks so much, Charles. Now, I'm pretty sure you've seen the statement. Will you describe this statement as assuring and refreshing, you would say?
Thank you very much for the opportunity given us. Somehow we say yes, it is very refreshing. And it brings back hope to the dying customers of the aggrieved customers of Gold Coast Fund Management, because it's been over 6 years now since our investment got locked up, even though we got partial payment of 50,000 around 2020, 2021. And since that time up to date, we have seen no payment. And we have also stated that over 900 of our customers are dead because of their inability to access their fund to secure medical care for their various ailments. So, for the sake of our customers who have critical medical condition and life-threatening issues, it would have been disservice on the part of we, the leadership, to have said that we would not accept this kind of payment because it is not full payment of our standing balances. For the sake of these critical condition suffering customers, we accept this payment in good faith with a bit of reservations.
I'm happy you are also excited about it, but from what you said, does the figure tally with the figures released by the Securities and Exchange Commission that the top-up is estimated to result in close to 91% of affected investors being fully settled? Does it?
Yes, that could be true. It could be true in the sense that when you look at the investment brackets, you realize that about 70% of the total investment portfolio belongs to only 10% of the total number of customers. I don't know if you understand what I mean. So it means that the bigger portion of the investment amount portfolio belongs to few members of our customers, meaning when payments are done in a certain way, it reduces the huge number of customers who have little investment portfolios. That's little in quote, is relative. So according to the Securities and Exchange Commission, their press statement that was issued today, they position the payment in two different thresholds, which we have to make it clear to all our customers, because some are a bit confused. And even I heard your reportage saying that customers are going to receive up to 50,000 capped amount. But there is something higher than that. This is how they are doing the payment. You either receive 15% of your investment portfolio or your balance, or you receive 50,000, whichever is bigger for you. For instance, someone may have an outstanding balance of 100,000. When you give that person 50,000, it means that you are paying 50% of that person's standing balance. That's 50%. But someone with an investment portfolio of 10 million Ghana cedis, when you give that person 50,000, it means that you are giving that person just a minute of the investment portfolio. Therefore, they peg such people's payment to 15%. So whichever way is bigger than for you. For instance, someone with investment portfolio of 10 million, when you give that person, that's 15%, it means that you are paying the person up to, let me say, 3 million Ghana cedis. 3 million Ghana cedis. So we see this form of payment to be a bit.
Charles's line has.
That's in the year 2021. So we say it's a good thing that they are doing. We accept that at least people will have money to take care of themselves. But we plead with the government that the outstanding balance of Gold Coast Fund Management customers alone is over 5 billion Ghana cedis, or close to 5 billion Ghana cedis. So releasing only 1.5 billion cannot pay half of the outstanding investment portfolio of the entire Gold Coast customers. Now, what would become of the remaining balance of over 3 billion?
But Charles, it's better than none. Charles's internet is really, really bad, and we shall connect to him as and when we do. We shall bring him on to conclude his point for us. Meanwhile, though, the Securities and Exchange Commission has given the firm assurance that it is working with government to ensure all validated claims are settled on time. Reverend Dr. Daniel Ugbami Tete is the Director General of the Securities and Exchange Commission and has been speaking on PM Express Business Edition, which airs tonight at 9 p.m. on Joy News.
So the formula is the same, or the approach is the same. The money will be released to the AM fund. Okay. Now, I am aware that the AM fund, the managers of the AM fund will be holding an investors meeting in the coming days, and they will explain to the investors, because the money is going to be released in 3 tranches. They will let you know that in tranche 1, this is how much has been credited to your account. In tranche 2, this is how much will be credited to your account. Tier 3, how much will be credited to your account. Then you make the decision, when do I want to take the money out? Do I want to take it now? And then you engage them, and they'll let you know that, well, so there's cash up to this amount that you can take out. That's if you want to. But you can also leave it for us to manage. So I would say that investors should be on the watch out. They'll be getting SMS alerts that would invite them to a virtual meeting where the fund managers will go through the steps. I think there would be the need for some of them, for instance, to update their records with a Ghana card and so on and so forth. But let me not get into those details.
The understanding that it will be done in tranches by this AM fund to these individuals.
Absolutely.
So not a one-off pay of if they want all their money now.
So that's what I'm saying, that what is going to happen is that the AM fund will communicate to all investors who are entitled to the bailout because they filed their claims and the claims have been validated. It will communicate to them that under this 1.5, tranche 1 is 700, tranche 2 is 400, tranche 3 is 400. Under tranche 1, based on your validated claim and the outstanding balance that you have, you can get X amount, or X amount to be credited to your account. Then, so at the outset, you get an idea of how much will be credited to your account in AM fund in the 3 tranches. Then the second thing is, do I want to take my money out? And if you want to take your money out, AM fund will again tell you that, okay, no problem, you fill a redemption form, they'll let you know that you can take X out, and what you can't take out, they'll let you know. So that's it's a very simple thing, because the 1.5 is not the total amount needed to complete the payout. The 1.5, as I said, after the 1.5, we'll be left with about 3.5 billion Ghana cedis, which we hope that next year the government would, the proposal we have made is for a staggered payment because this year there's no space in the national budget to accommodate the extra. So certainly, let's finish the 1.5 this year, and the next year let's have the remainder. So this 1.5, you'll be made aware that this is how much out of your outstanding balance that will be credited to your account in the AM fund. And then you will make the decision as to when you want to take some out or whether you want to leave it for the fund managers to manage it for you.
And the full interview airs tonight at 9 p.m. here on Joy News. And of course, it's on PM Express Business Edition with George Yafe. You just don't want to miss out on that. Away from that, senior finance lecturer at the University of Ghana Business School, Dr. Benjamin Amwa, is projecting the relative stability of the cedi for in the short to medium term following the Bank of Ghana's increased supply of dollars to the market. Speaking on the marketplace, Dr. Amwa said the stability of the cedi will be as a result of the performance of the dollar on the global market.
$20 million to the BDCs was part of the forex schedule that Bank of Ghana agreed at the beginning of the year to supply to the BDCs. And clearly, if you compare that to the estimated dollar demand for the BDC, which is about $400 million, you can clearly see that the 20 million was woefully inadequate. And even with this increase that we have seen for the past 3 days, it is still not adequate. However, like they say, half a loaf is better than none. So yes, it will help support the supply of forex for the market. That will result in relative stability for some time, but we are not going to see what I'll call sustained stability in the cedi's value against the dollar. And we also have to understand that some of these things go beyond our borders because the US dollar is a global currency, an international currency for trade. The search for dollars globally in the month of September is likely to be stable or to decline. And that will also give our cedi some level of stability, not because we are fundamentally strong, but simply because of what may be playing in the global space that may help our cedi to be relatively stable.
Still watching Business Live. We'll pause for a breather. We'll be right back. Back to Business Live. The Electricity Company of Ghana has assured that there is adequate gas supply to provide power to consumers after a planned shutdown of the gas floating production storage and offloading FPSO by ENI Ghana and its partners. In a statement, the ECG indicated that the shutdown of the vessel will begin from today, Thursday, September 12, to Wednesday, September 18, as part of a scheduled maintenance exercise. Here's more.
Statement noted that the shutdown, which is part of the routine maintenance by ENI, is expected to result in a temporary reduction in the supply. However, government has assured the public that alternative arrangements will be made to ensure a continued supply of fuel during the maintenance period. According to the Electricity Company of Ghana, although there will not be any power challenges, efforts are being put in place to update consumers on any unforeseen circumstance. The shutdown is expected to last for the next 5 days.
Tax consultant Francis Timoboy has joined calls for a ban on illegal mining, also known as galamsey, adding that players in the sector are engaging in tax evasion. According to him, government is losing huge revenue from mineral resources because proceeds from illegal miners are going into private pockets. He spoke earlier on the marketplace.
I think in 2018, the president was responding to some questions during the media engagement. And he mentioned that there was an encounter in Dubai where the UAE was saying that they had imported gold of close to 7 billion, whilst in Ghana, the numbers were around 2 billion, which means that the difference was either smuggled or it was never declared. And so if you look at the amount of money that the government is getting from the mineral operations in Ghana, clearly a huge chunk of it is going to private pockets. And this is a serious tax evasion. Again, we are saying that we have arrested some people, we know them, go for the tax assessment. The illegality of the transaction does not negate or does not exempt them from taxes. So whichever agency is responsible should be able to collect the money for us. The current situation is that we don't seem to have a solution for it. People are operating, yet we are not taxing them. So for me, the immediate step would have been to ban it and then restructure the whole arrangement. We are not saying nobody should mine. I mean, we've been mining since over 100 years. Mine in a very responsible way. Government will get their share of the revenue. You also get your profit from your operations. Then everybody wins. So considering the current situation where everything is done in an organized way, I support the call for a ban.
You're still watching Business Live. Digital payment service provider Visa has assured that it will continue to invest in technology to detect fraud and boost confidence of consumers in its platform, or on its platform, I should say. Now, according to Visa, this is critical as the efforts by fraudsters continue to grow across the continent. Country head of Visa Ghana, Fabrice Conan, has been speaking to Joy Business in an interview at a workshop on contactless payments here in Accra.
We still be ahead of the fraudster. We progress more. And we progress more because we have a lot of data. And we use what you call artificial intelligence. With the data we can spot some of the, not really normal trends. And that's how, a lot of issues are really, before even you hear about them, somewhere in the country or even in Ghana, they are really stopped by us, by our systems, by a fraud system to ensure that, people are not impacted. When we say people, it's the consumer, but it's also our partner banks which are enable those technologies. So we will continue to invest in that one. We invest a lot of money each year in strengthening our risk management framework, and we'll continue to invest because this is really the guarantee of our brand. It's really about the best way to pay and to be paid, and because it's secure and it's convenient for the people and the businesses.
My final question, I won't go over any other one again. I want to know whether you have any auditing mechanism to check your partner banks. I mean, the various financial services sectors that come onto your system. Do you have any auditing scheme to check whether their systems are well in place to, secure the customers?
We have strict, first, before even joining the ecosystem, there are very strict onboarding rules. It's about, ensure that you are PCI DSS compliant. It's really security standard to ensure that we protect the data of people. But last but not least, it's important for us to tell to those players that they have to implement risk management tools which helping us, to protect the ecosystem. And we are extremely, extremely focused on that one.
The Bono East Regional Director of Agriculture, James Edu, has called on Ghanaian farmers to be patriotic and desist from selling their harvests to traders from neighboring countries to help save the country from a possible food crisis. He called for proper security checks at the border towns to help enforce the ban imposed by government against the export of some selected cereals. Anna Sabit has more.
The recent dry spell across the country has caused havoc to many farmlands, and farmers in the Bono East region are amongst the many who have lost thousands of monies invested in the process. The Agric Ministry, as part of efforts aimed at preventing a potential food shortage, imposed a ban on the export of key grains including maize, rice, soybeans, amongst others. Regional Director of Agriculture, James Edu, says the move will help salvage the little food we have in the country.
Looking at the dry spell, we are going to have reduced in yield, especially with the cereals and the legumes. So the ban is going to help us to keep what we have. In fact, when Minister even came, he asked, and I said, we have to do something to protect what we have been able to produce for the major season, and so that what we have, we can sustain the food security for some time, and also going through the minor season. If minor season comes and we are able to produce more, then it will help us.
Mr. James Edu, however, admonishes Ghanaian farmers, particularly those at the borders, to think Ghana first and stay away from selling to buyers from neighboring countries to help in the prevention of a possible food shortage.
We have to be patriotic, especially the farmers along the borders. They should at least think Ghana first, though the people will come and offer huge sums of money. Sometimes they can even ask you, I want to buy the farm and harvest. But they should think of Ghana first, because our food security first, before. So even if you sell it at higher price to Ghana, it's better than taking it out. And you see, the government has also subsidized the fertilizer and other things to some level. So if you send it out, you are not helping Ghana. So you all have to.
However, said it will be difficult for authorities in the region to detect the final destination of such commodities, and asked that proper checks have to be done at the border towns to help enforce the ban.
That one, it will be difficult when the food is leaving the region, because people from Takoradi, Kumasi, Accra, and all over Ghana comes. So if the food is leaving Bono region, you may not be able to know though the waybills at the various markets. We can also check the waybills from the normally the assembly pay their revenue. They give waybills where the food is moving to, so we can use that one to check. Apart from that one, it will be difficult because you may not know the destination. And if the waybill says is going to Doma, how can we track that it doesn't travel Doma to La Côte d'Ivoire? If you are able to check through that one, we can if we can't stop it at all, we can reduce it to a certain level.
Anna Sabit, Joy News, Teaching Man.
And that's how we part company here on Business Life with me, Pius Kojobaka. But we've got more stories for you when you log on to myjoyonline.com/business. Locked up funds set to release 400 million cedis each in October, December to affected customers. Also on that portal, Ghana's cocoa crisis deepens with 2024 half-year revenues crashed by nearly $700 million. More stories when you log on to myjoyonline.com/business. Still watching Business Life, and of course, that's how we part company here on the program. And of course, we shall take you live to the Electoral Commission head office, where they will be engaged in the media. As and when they are ready, we shall connect to them.